Brothers, sisters, fellow Americans, I want you to listen, not just with your ears, but with your gut, with the calluses on your hands and the ache in your back. I want you to feel the truth of what we've all been living through. That's our story, isn't it? We remember the roar of the furnace and the ring of the hammer. We are the children of the men and women who built this country, and we have been forced to stand by and watch as it was all taken away. They told us this was the future, that globalization and deindustrialization were just the natural way of things, progress. But you look me in the eye and you tell me if this feels like progress. No, this was not progress. It was plunder. They lied to you. 40 years, a lifetime. For 40 years, your paycheck has bought the same amount of groceries. 40 years of you working harder, smarter, longer. 40 years of astonishing new technology and productivity. And for what? For nothing. An entire generation's work erased. So where did it all go? Where did your raise go? Where did the money to fix the machines go? It went right here. $6.5 trillion. Not into your pocket, not into your towns, not into our country. It went to inflate their stock prices, to pad their own pockets. They robbed you in broad daylight. And while they were getting rich with your money, what did they give you? They gave you this. Over $18 trillion in debt. They stole your prosperity and sold it back to you with interest. Those aren't credit card bills, those are chains. Don't you dare think this was bad luck. Don't you let them tell you this was just an economic downturn. This was a plan, a conscious, cold, and calculated strategy. This was a war waged by capital against labor, a war waged against you. So how did they do it? How did they get away with it? Well, they had a playbook designed for one thing and one thing only, to devalue your work, your family, and your nation. And tonight, we are going to unmask it. Do you remember? Maybe your father or grandfather told you. There was a time when one good job, one honest day's work could support a whole family. They called it the family wage. It wasn't just about money. It was about dignity, stability. It was the foundation of our society. And they knew. They had to destroy it. And this is how they did it look. In '67, the family wage was still real. But then, in the '70s, their foundation started pouring millions into the women's movement. They took a noble cause, a righteous dream of liberation, and they twisted it. They turned it into a weapon against the family. By 2011, it takes two people working their hearts out just to barely tread water where one could stand tall before. That's not liberation, that's a trap. Someone finally said the quiet part out loud. They harnessed a dream of freedom to their engine of greed. They didn't see women's liberation. They just saw a way to double the number of workers, to flood the market, and to drive down the price of your labor for good. But they weren't done. Oh no. Doubling the workforce at home wasn't enough. They needed more weapons to crush us. They decided to flood the market from the outside. Look at this. It's not a theory, it's a fact. As they opened the floodgates, American wages went down. And who did it hit the hardest? The people at the bottom, the most vulnerable. A 9% drop. They didn't just take your job. They made the job you had left worthless. He's right. It's a drug, an addiction. They got hooked on cheap labor so they wouldn't have to pay you what you're worth. They got hooked on it so they wouldn't have to invest in our communities. They chose the easy path for them and the path of ruin for us. And right here, this is the smoking gun. This is the man behind the curtain admitting the whole rotten game. Greater worker insecurity. They don't just tolerate your fear, they cultivate it. They need you to be anxious. They need you to be insecure. Because an insecure worker is a cheap worker. It was their plan all along. So after 40 years of this, you started to get angry. And they got scared. They knew they needed one last trick. One final scam to keep you from looking at them, to keep you looking at each other instead. They call it diversity, equity, and inclusion. What a beautiful lie. They promise unity, but they give us division. They promise progress, but it's just a moral smokescreen to hide their endless greed. It's a weapon designed to make you fight your neighbor over scraps, so you never look up and see them feasting at the table you built. But their scams have run out. Their lies are wearing thin. We see them now. We see the whole rotten playbook. And it is time. It is time for our own Declaration of Independence. It is time for a plan to reclaim our nation. Here is our covenant, 3 sacred promises. 1. We will declare our economic independence. We will make it profitable to build things here again, in Pittsburgh, not in Beijing. 2. We will break the chains of international finance and create our own credit to rebuild our own country. And 3. We will purge the rot. We will abolish every single one of their divisive DEI programs and restore a nation based on merit, not on manipulation. They will call us names, they will try to divide us, they will call us a faction. But we will look them in the eye, and we will tell them the truth. We are not a faction, we are the nation. My friends, the time for standing in the shadows is over. The time for quietly accepting our fate is over. The time for passive resistance is over. We have a nation to win back, and together, by God, we will win it.